Hey folks, I'm making this quick video talking about debilitated planets. Very important this week as we have the moon going through its debilitated sign of Scorpio this week, or for the first several days of this week. And Venus is also in its debilitated sign, and it's joined Ketu. So when planets get in these dignities, it's called dignity, they wind up having different feelings and emotions associated with it. Actually, I'm teaching a course this weekend on the different dignities, especially when we get to radiant and dark and awake and asleep. It shows you how to really analyze planets that are in these states rather than just going, oh, it's debilitated, that's bad, blah, blah, blah. No, there's very specific ways to understand when it's exalted or debilitated, exactly how it's going to be feeling, like radiant when it's exalted, or alarmed and dark when it's debilitated, for example. And so this week I'm actually doing some bonus classes on that as well. But you want to understand that the reason the moon is debilitated in Scorpio, my hair is a mess, I'm doing this spontaneously, is because Scorpio is a sign that is really focused on strengthening our vulnerabilities. And it's very emotional, which amplifies the emotional quality of the moon, right? Amplifies that emotional quality of the moon because the moon is emotional, but it amplifies it toward a potentially sinister expectation. We might be expecting that things are going to be dark and sinister and troubling when the moon is debilitated, right? Rather than expecting that things are going to be stable and peaceful and connected when the moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus, for example, or in places where the moon has good dignity. So what happens is that the zodiac signs set up an environment. The planets go into this environment. And with Scorpio, it's an environment of restlessness, insecurity, vulnerability, triggering, even sort of paranoia, like, uh-oh, what happens if you leave me, right? It comes after Libra, where we have a connection. And then after that, it's like, okay, but what if the connection is over? What if you break the connection? Okay, this makes me happy, but what if you take it away? Then what, right? So with Scorpio, it's this kind of emotional vulnerability. So when the moon goes through there, even though the emotional part is amplified because it's watery, it gets amplified toward the negative, toward the sinister potential. So this, actually Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday this week that I'm recording this, that will be a higher potential, or that will be a lower potential, is to be triggered. But then the highest potential is that we have more that we have more of a devotional capacity, because with all of that emotion, there is the potential for devotion as well. So even when we get into looking at things like unconscious or frustrated or feeling alarmed, those are just tendencies. Those are just habits. And again, in many ways, our karma is just a habit. We have a lot of habits. That's really what our karma is. Karma is not a closed-ended sentence. Just like this week, we're all experiencing the moon passing through Scorpio, but it doesn't mean we're all going to be paranoid and triggered. It means that that's a tendency to feel and notice all the vulnerabilities. But then underneath all the vulnerabilities, there's the redemption, there's the devotion, and there's the emotional courage to align with those things and those battles that we've won, those emotional battles that we've won and that we've overcome, and those gurus and teachings that connect us to those things. And that's what happens when the moon continues, because then the moon is going to continue and go into Sagittarius later in the week. Sagittarius comes after Scorpio because Sagittarius is the sign of our gurus and teachers, where we then look for an answer. Because again, earlier in the week, we're going to be feeling that vulnerability, but then especially the middle of the day, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, then we'll be looking more for inspiration and purpose. But that doesn't mean that we haven't found inspiration and purpose before in our life. And so while the moon is going through Sagittarius, we can be feeling that inspiration and purpose that we've already benefited from and learned from, and then align with that. So if you want to learn these things more surgically and understand about dignity, again, I am teaching this course. There's already several great bonus classes available to you. One on the 5 avashtas. Avashtas just mean planetary states and conditions and feelings. And these are intuitive methods that even work on charts with no birth times. So follow the link here below the video where it says learnvedicastrology.net. But again, you already get these bonuses that are already available, 5 avashtas, and then the dignity calculation, which is really important. And then this weekend, I'll be doing the class on the 4 remaining avashtas and also going over the Lajitati avashtas. But check it out. It's a great discount this week while I'm teaching the course. And then after that, you'll learn how to apply these things in chart reading. The Baladi avashtas from womb to tomb, awake or asleep, the consciousness Jagradati avashtas. So for example, that moon that's in the debilitated state, or the Venus as well, they're what's called unconscious. So they have a level of unconsciousness that we need to raise, just like, but that's what our spiritual practices do, is they raise the vibration. And then also they have a feeling, an emotional state of radiant or dark. So these are all available to you as well. So you can click on the link, check it out, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.